So what if I told you that your health was like a recipe that you just add in ingredients? It's very easy to do this. How? Think about it as you're cooking yourself a simple meal, because it's actually very simple. So the 7 ingredients of health are, first one, wholesome, unprocessed, anti-inflammatory nutrition. Because remember, all disease begins with inflammation. With foods, wholesome, unprocessed, the ones that you can pronounce, a way of eating that is colorful, that has most of the nutrients, the macronutrients, the carbs, the proteins, and fats. Fats build your brain. Carbohydrates give you the fuel so that you can run, or so that you can think, or so that you can play. We'll talk about that in just a second. Proteins give you the ability to make more cells and more DNA. And if you want to look at it at a very simple level, it allows you to have this muscle mass. So, in fact, guess what? It makes up your brain. And there's so many other aspects of your meat suit that you may not be aware of. So therefore, with nutrition, we need your macros to be in balance, depending on your goals, but good balance. And also your micronutrients. What are those? Your magnesium, your B12, your CoQ10, your omegas. So many nutrients that are so small, like copper and zinc, that have a lot to do with your immune system and that help you really to be resilient at a cellular level. So that's wholesome nutrition. Second ingredient, water. How many ounces of water have you drank today so far? I bet not enough. Did you know that most people are dehydrated and that we need at least 75 to 85 ounces a day for the regular person? Here's a tip. Start early in the morning. If you drink coffee, drink 8 to 16 ounces of water before coffee, and then drink small sips, about 4 to 3 ounces every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, and apart from meals. Why do I tell you this? Because if you drink with meals, you dilute your hydrochloric acid, and then your hydrochloric acid doesn't have the right pH for you to digest foods. That's why sometimes people feel bloated and end up having some digestive imbalances. So keep that in mind. And hydrate so that at the end of the night, you're not going to the bathroom. Get most of your water, 80%, that would be about 60 ounces, before 3 hours, 2 hours before you go to bed. So that's hydration. Number 3, movement. Why is movement so important? Because movement, guess what? I just got a rush of blood into my brain and oxygen into my lungs. Why is that important? Movement keeps us going. If we don't move, we just stay still. The more we move, the more our heart can pump blood to all our organs, and you may be feeling brain fog or even hungry, and you're actually not getting enough oxygen into your brain. Keep that in mind if you tend to be someone who grazes and just snacks out of maybe boredom, which we will talk about in another episode in functional nutrition. Be sure to be moving, maybe first thing in the morning. Maybe if you take a break, allow yourself to take a break, and maybe that break can be nourishing yourself with actual wholesome foods, and also maybe movement. How about movement as a break? Or maybe at the end of the day, let the stress out with movement. So that was the third ingredient. Now let's move into the fourth ingredient. What would that be? In my case, sunshine. In some other people's cases, just time in nature. We are nature and we have forgotten. And so many times we spend so glued to the computer, to our devices, and we actually do not spend time in nature like we used to be and we were designed to be, because there's so many benefits from being in nature, like sunshine. When I look at this sunny, bright, beautiful scenery that I have, the light is impacting my pineal gland, which then secretes melatonin and then helps me sleep. So when you look at your hormones and you can actually feel the benefits of getting sunshine every day on a regular basis, you just can't leave that ingredient out of the recipe for health because it provides significant ingredients. It actually helps you with your metabolism, and it's just a big part of being healthy. And of course, it ties into movement because if you're going to be outside, you're probably going to be in movement. So why not kill two birds with one stone? Now, number 5, love, joy, and play. Why do I say this? Because as adults, sometimes we forget. We just do our job. We take ourselves a little too seriously, and we forget to make time for the things that make us laugh, for the things that fill up our heart. And joy is a feeling that has really high frequency and that has the ability to heal. So I invite you to cultivate joy in your life in any way, shape, or manner that you can. It can be dancing, it can be singing, it can be playing a sport, it can be anything that really fills you up. And when you feel that you are in flow, where you can feel you can express your creativity and just play. Now, number 6, sleep. Enough and adequate sleep. How does that happen? When we're disciplined and when we say, okay, it's 9, we have an hour before bedtime. Am I telling you that you need to go to bed before 10? Because there's certain hormones that only get secreted, meaning made by your body at certain hours of the night. And that happens between 10 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. That has to do with your circadian inner rhythm. So sleep enough and quality is very important. If you're not sleeping well, you may be massively deficient in magnesium. And you may want to watch my episode on magnesium because it regulates 700 workers in our body, and sleep is one of them. Last but not least, breath. Why breath? So that our central nervous system is actually in sympathetic and not in parasympathetic system. Our central nervous system allows our body to be in rest and digest, and that means we can actually be centered, grounded, and present. And when we're present, we're able to have better choices, have higher frequency thoughts, and not wake up and be ruled by thoughts and emotions from the previous days that have nothing to do with today. So I invite you to really breathe at the beginning of the day. If you practice meditation, you probably know what I'm talking about, or at the end of the day, so that you can really go back to your center and feel a recalibration of your center and maybe experience one of those feelings such as gratitude or joy that will really leave you feeling nourished. So those are your 7 ingredients of health. And remember, live with joy because your joy will heal you.